What's going on, people? Welcome back to Nick J. Francis' channel. Quick Arsenal update. Arsenal just beat, just watched the game and I can't even remember. Arsenal just beat Watford 3-2 away from home. Huge game. Takes us right into the top four for the first time in months. Definitely since this side of Christmas. First time in 2022. Still with a couple of games in hand. If we win both those games in hand, we could go a point above Chelsea, and it is looking very, very exciting. This is not an alarm. This is not a false alarm. This is not a trial run. This is real. The top four, we are 12 games, 13 games away from the end of the season, and it is looking more and more possible. I'm believing more and more in the vision. As you guys know, I've always been a huge fan of Mikel Arteta. I've been skeptical of whether we should have top four or top six as the goal, but right now top four looks very, very possible. The squad is still very thin. You know, we need to be watching for cards, we need to be watching for injuries, but it is all possible, and it is just super exciting. Like I say, 3-2, sloppy goal at the end. But listen, we'll get into all that. Watford started off really quickly, scored a goal we conceded in 17 seconds, but it was ruled out for offsides. That was very, very lucky for us. And then after that, we just started sourcing. It's as simple as that. The goals that we scored, not only was it great link-up play, the finishing was unbelievable. Goals from Saka, goals from Martinelli. Odegaard was everywhere. First half, Odegaard was just all over the place. He looked shattered at half-time. It was an unbelievable performance, and the link-up play was just pure class. Probably the best performance I've seen this season in the league. It's unbelievable what I've just witnessed. Honestly, like the finishes, I was celebrating the finishes for ages. I was running around the flat celebrating the finishes like a madman because, you know, the link-up play was amazing, but the finishes themselves were crazy. Towards the end, we let in a sloppy goal, which let Watford back into it to make it 3-2. And then it was crazy. 90th minute, I see 5 minutes added time. Where this 5 minutes added time came from, I have no idea. In the second half, there were no fouls, there were no cards, there were no injuries. Where this 5 minutes of added time came from, I have absolutely no idea. Want to hear what the fourth official was doing right there, because I'm a little bit confused. But say no more. We got through it unscathed in the end. 3 points, you know, and at this point, my only concern is what we're doing is becoming a bit predictable. The game is very good. The football that we're playing is very good. The starting 11 is very obvious, and the substitutions that we make are obvious. Nketiah is going to come on for Lacazette late. Pepe is going to come on. Maybe Smith Rowe comes on if he's around. Tomiyasu might come in for Cedric. But it's very, very clear what's going to happen. We just don't have a strong enough squad to kind of confuse teams or throw people off. It's really, really clear. So hopefully people aren't, you know, sitting there figuring out what we're going to do, because we know Nketiah is going to come on late. We know Pepe is going to come on late and that sort of thing. But at the moment, everybody's firing on all cylinders. Even when Nketiah came on, took a shot from an outrageous angle and he come off the post, you know, definitely shouldn't be beating Foster from that sort of range. It was really far on the right-hand side of the box. But overall, super, super happy. Mikel Arteta had a bit of a hand in one of the goals. The ball comes out, he quickly gets it to Saka and keeps them going. I know a lot of people laugh about how animated this guy is on the side of the pitch, but he's animated for a reason. These are the kind of things that he's doing. I'm not just excited because he threw a ball back into the pitch, and that sounds a little bit silly in isolation, but his energy matches the energy that we want to see from the team, and that's what it's about. The team has to be a cohesive unit, and he's making them in his sort of mold. You know, he wasn't the best player, but he's certainly a very intelligent player, hard-working player, and he's trying to put those sort of values into the team. So I'm super, super happy. As you guys know, you know, points on the board are better than games in hand. Games in hand are not points, right? We have games in hand, and we have to see what happens with the other fixtures around us. But at the moment, if things keep tracking the way that they have been, you know, we are in with a very, very good shout of getting a top four spot. Which would just be unbelievable. I'm starting to believe the hype. I've been trying so hard not to get roped in, but I'm starting to believe the hype. I can't keep the smile off my face. I'm going to sit here with my brethren and watch the Manchester derby and not really care who wins. Do you know what I'm saying? Let United win. Who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at the moment, I'm not too worried about them, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if they get a fluky win here, they're going to go and lose against Burnley. Let them do what they want to do. It's all good, because at the end of the day, I'm confident in my team turning up and doing our thing. The next game we've got is going to be Leicester City. That's going to be a tough game as well. But they're inconsistent. They've been hit with injuries. Anything can happen, but we should be turning teams like this over. And for the first time, I'm starting to go into games against Wolves, against Leicester, against West Ham, against these types of teams, these like fringe top 4, top 6 contenders, and I'm feeling confident. And it's just obviously it's the hope that kills you, they say. So obviously the more that you hope that you're going to win, the more you believe in the hype, the more painful it is when you lose. But just to be in a place right now where I feel confident and I feel comfortable in this team going out there and doing their thing, it's such a good feeling. In terms of man of the match, like I say, first half Ødegaard was everywhere, and I really thought it was going to be Ødegaard for the man of the match. But I've got to say, West London's own, West London's finest, Bukayo Saka. I mean, the boy is just special. Do you know what I'm saying? Man were telling me about Mason Greenwood. Man were telling me about this guy, that guy. Man were telling me about Harvey Barnes. I hear all that. Cool. But Bukayo Saka, I'm not saying the word generational. I don't care about I don't care about none of that. All I know is my guy can kick ball. Do you know what I'm saying? The way he's sourcing on defenders, the way that he's cutting in. At the moment as well, he's still playing different positions, because when Pepe comes on at the moment, Pepe's gone to the right and Saka's going over to the left, which I really like because it keeps him sharp. Do you know what I mean? He's still progressing. He's still in the development stage. He's not the finished product. He's still in the development stage. Let's try him in different positions. Let's keep him versatile. Let's get him cutting in on his left. Let's get him going down wide outside the man. I really, really like that. So it was between Ødegaard and Saka for me, but for me, Bukayo Saka gets this week's man of the match. Alan Smith on Sky Sports agreed as well. And it was just good vibes, even though, we let them in late. And I've got to say, they kind of played into our hands a little bit. They went super attacking, like I say, early goal, 17 seconds in, which we've seen from Arsenal before. We've seen Arsenal capitulate and fall apart. We didn't fall apart. We stuck with the plan. We stayed with the plan, and stayed really, really solid. Even though it's 3-2, that kind of flatters them a little bit, I feel. They scored an unbelievable overhead kick goal, which was just unstoppable and a really sensational goal. I had to clap the player for that because it was incredible. But they weren't really, really attacking against us, Watford. And I think with the talent that they had, maybe sitting back, allowing us to come forwards and counter-attacking us probably would have been the better strategy for them. Instead, they didn't do that. They went for us. They came for it, and we were able to pick them off. Bukayo Saka running down the wings, just create, and Ødegaard supporting, made it so easy to catch them on the counter, and they sort of played into our game plan a little bit. So I think, even though it was a good performance from Watford, really good performance, I think Hodgson might have got that wrong. Central midfield, we need a centre midfielder. We definitely need a centre midfielder, because Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey, they look like twins. They look like clones. They're doing the same thing. They can sit deep and they can ping a beautiful 30-40 yard pass out to the flanks. And when Partey's got the ball and he's got time and he's got space, the passes he picks are beautiful. But in terms of close quarter gameplay, if you play football, you'll know what I mean. In terms of having good feet, in terms of turning away from a man, every single time they take a touch and try to turn, we lose the ball. Every single time without fail. And I know I got a lot of shit from fans, because loads of fans love Thomas Partey, but we have to be realistic about who he is. He's a great passer of the ball, but the actual concentration, the actual close quarters game, really, really lacking. And where Watford were beating Arsenal was in the physicality. The physical side we really, really struggled with. And when it came to the third goal, it was actually Bukayo Saka beating someone with strength, shoving him off the ball, and then doing a beautiful 1-2 link up with Lacazette and getting the goal. And it was, like I said, it's a great finish, sent the keeper the wrong way. But for most of the physical battles on the pitch, we were losing them 99% of the time. And on that score, we need Tomiyasu back. The real weak link in this team at the moment is Cedric at right back. I know he's not meant to be a starter, but he is somebody that we're focused on a striker, we're focused on a centre mid. We need to be looking at another backup right back, whether that's Jed Spence and whether he starts, Tomiyasu, whatever. That's a position that we really need to focus on, because at the moment, Cedric is at least a level, maybe even 2 levels below the rest of this team. We really can't rely on him. He's weak, he's slow, he can deliver a good cross, and he can play some close quarter football, but physically, he's just, especially against the teams that are at the lower end, that are relegation teams, where they're going to be fighting with a lot of physicality, he just doesn't have it. Simple, plain and simple. I like him, he seems like a nice guy, but he just doesn't have it. But anyway, on to the next one. We move on to Leicester. We're feeling confident, we're feeling comfortable. Top 4 is within our sights. We've got a bunch of football to play still, but the way that we're sourcing at the moment, we're really starting to see where we are. We need a game against like a United or a Chelsea again to see where we're at. Leicester, that will sort of tell us where we're at, because I really do feel that we're ahead of these Leicesters and West Hams, but we're definitely not at the Chelsea, City, Liverpool level. I feel like we deserve top 4 with the performances that we've put in. Obviously, in life and in football, you don't get what you deserve. So let's see what we can do. But I'm feeling confident. Mikel Arteta doing his thing once again. Bukayo Saka, man of the match, West London zone, 3-2. You know what it is. Man, them, we're out.